Hi everyone, I'm Timothy Roberts, professor of saxophone at Shenandoah Conservatory in Virginia, and it is time for all Virginia band auditions. The music was released for these auditions last Sunday night on the VBODA website. Auditions are the 24th of February, so there are about 32 saxophonists in Virginia, very lucky and talented high school saxophonists that are going to be taking this audition. You're all going to be playing this etude, so I thought it might be beneficial to talk a little bit about this piece of music, play it for you, and we could give you a couple tips on how you might have a stronger audition on this piece. Let's play this piece for you. This is written by Robert T. Wall. There are 3 or 4 of these etudes that have been written just for the purposes of all Virginia band auditions. And this is the same one, I believe, that was used in 2013. So these rotate every 4 or 5 years. This one is called Rotation D. It's first of all important to realize that this is not a standard etude. This is not something from your Fairling etude book or a Voxman exercise book. This is not a piece of music that you would probably program on a recital or want to play for a college audition. This is something that demonstrates to a panel of judges that in 90 seconds how quickly you can make changes, quick changes in key and time and articulation and style and character. And can you follow the instructions on the page, okay? Let's play this first, and then we can talk about it a little bit afterwards. Okay, a couple things to think about on this. First of all, the first thing I would do before you start preparing this is go through the whole piece, and I would mark all of your courtesy accidentals. There are a lot of accidentals in this. The whole piece is in 3 flats, so you're the same key signature all the way through, but there's a lot of crazy accidentals. Some of them don't make sense. Some of them take crazy and unexpected turns. In really pretty much every measure, something like that happens. A couple examples, bars 21 and 23. There's carried through natural signs that get really confusing because they're surrounded by so many carried through flats. So just go straight through those bars and mark every single accidental that you can. There's wrong notes and accidentals are a really easy thing to keep yourself from missing. Of the 32 students that are going to be auditioning for this, I would imagine that half of them are going to miss some sort of accidental. Don't be one of those that misses an accidental, and just mark them in advance to save yourself the risk of hitting a wrong note on this. After accidentals, I think the next costliest mistake that you can make is counting and time signature. Consider this piece, it's in an ABA form. Let's consider the first A section to be from bar 1 through bar 10. The A section returns in bar 16 and goes to the end. That whole A section is metronome marking at 92. The B section in the middle is metronome at 72. That's the 3/4 section from bar 11 up through bar 15. So what I would recommend practicing this, putting your metronome at 92, practice the A section straight through, 1 through 10, and then 16 through the end, and get that 92 tempo locked in. Then go back and do your 5 bars in the middle of the B section. Put your metronome at 72. Get that locked in. Make sure that you feel 72. Make sure you go back and feel 92 for the A sections. Then you've got a retard that goes into the B section, and you've got a rallentando that goes into the second A section. So make sure that you could get those, that you rock solid on getting those proper tempos in your mind, so that when you get in the audition room, 72 and 92 are not approximate. They're right there with the metronome, and that you're feeling them in your head and able to subdivide them in your head with the rhythms. So real strict tempos. Do everything just the way that it's marked. Breathing. Breathing is a real important part of this too. There will be a lot of students that audition and get into the room and realize that when they get nervous, that the breathing operates differently. Your air capacity operates differently than it does when you're at home practicing this excerpt. So I would go through and predetermine where these breaths are going to be. I can give you a couple ideas on these. I would recommend marking breaths after the downbeat of measure 5, after the half note of measure 9, after the dotted quarter in measure 12, at the end of measure 15, after the third beat of measure 18, and then just before the last note of measure 22. So if you incorporate these into your practice routine and make sure that you stop at the same place every time when you're breathing, you'll save yourself the risk in that audition room that you might run out of air when you don't want to and when you weren't planning on doing that. A couple smaller things. Measures 2 and 4, look at the accents in each of those bars. You can really add to the character of this piece if you bring those accents out. Let me show you the difference. And then in the fourth bar, bring those out. If you play it without the accents, it just doesn't show that you're in command of the style of this piece. Here's a little bit of an unusual tip that I think will also help you. You want to show the judges that you understand the phrasing, the dynamics of how this piece works. End of bar 22. Let's put a big dramatic climax in there to really show that you understand where this phrase goes. This is probably the best phrase in the piece, I think. If you put a grand pause at the end of the high C, and then put a long emphasis on the final F, treating it like it's a leading tone going into the downbeat of 23, it really puts some drama in the musical idea that's happening. Coming out of 23, you accelerate and you diminuendo down into the latter part of the bar. Let me show you how that works. So just an idea. There's not going to be many people that do that, but it shows that you have a deeper understanding of the phrases and how they work within this excerpt. So I hope that helps. There's one final tip that I think everyone should consider and could consider. When you go into this audition room, you're going to be nervous. Everybody's going to be nervous. But go into the room with gratitude. And I know that sounds a little silly to some of you, but if you go into the room being grateful that you're one of these 32 students that have been selected for this opportunity, and that you consider yourself lucky to come in and play this music as best as you can and show this judging panel how passionate you are about it, that's a pretty lucky opportunity for you. And the reason for that is that you can't, it's impossible to be grateful and nervous at the same time. If you go into the room truly grateful for what you're about to be able to do, there's no way you can be nervous on this audition. So I wish everybody the best of luck, and if you have any further questions about this etude, feel free to message me on Facebook or on YouTube. I wish everybody great luck and hope you do well on this audition.